What up?
Yeah.
Everybody, welcome to episode 26 of your boys, the Trash Talk G's. What is good, my brother? How was that week, man?
Yo, man, we was chilling, man. Same old two-step. We got a lot to get into from this fight last night, man. But other than that, man, everything was good. Just hung out, took my kids on a train ride, like this historic train ride in Whippany, the little railroad museum joint, and took them out to there this past weekend, and we chilled out, had a good time.
Nice.
Showed them about the trains and whatnot. My son picked a pumpkin, then he ended up getting on a tractor with some old man that was volunteering, and he drove him to the parking lot because my son doesn't have stranger danger yet. So we gonna have to get to that, you know what I mean?
Got you.
But yeah, we was chilling, man.
That's cool, man. That's what's up.
I know your week was a little different. That in-law action.
Oh yeah, man. I had that's a big reason why we had to put the pod on hold last week, because I had my future mother-in-law come through, and we went out to eat a whole bunch of times. Got to have a good time. We went to the new American Dream Mall in East Hanover here in New Jersey, second biggest mall in the United States. East Rutherford. There you go, East Rutherford. Yeah, so I got to see that, and that mall.
Hold up. Sidebar, because
I know
to the audience,
it's coming.
I knew he was going there, and I told him, yo, hit up It's Sugar for me. You know what I'm saying? The candy spot in there, whatever. Just caught me a couple Chico sticks. So this guy here, or here I should say, there we go. This guy here,
yeah, he
hits up the spot.
Yeah.
He gets said Chico sticks, and this is what I get for asking for Chico stick. Because this motherfucker ate the shit.
Yeah.
You trash something.
Yeah, I know. I am. What had happened was,
I don't hear that shit.
I got home and I haven't had a Chico stick in like forever. So I had
that's why I asked for one.
I thought that when you said, I thought that you went there and you had it because you were so like, you knew exactly where it was. You was like, yo, what's good? Give me a Chico stick from like the second level. And I'm like, okay, so I thought you had been there already.
Nah.
How did you know the exact location of the Chico
I knew
stick?
where the store was because I've been in the mall.
How did you know that it was on level 2? Lucky guess?
Because I looked in the store. I didn't go inside. I didn't have time to go inside. We was just moving around real quick, and I was taking my kids to the Angry Birds mini golf joint.
Got you.
And I didn't want to take them in there anyway, because you take them in there, I'm coming out with mad packs annihilators.
Oh yeah.
Mad sour punch straws and all kinds of crazy shit.
Oh yeah. That is a candy store right there.
Yeah.
One of the craziest candy stores I've ever been in my life, bro.
Yeah.
They got literally everything. I told you yesterday, they have Sour Patch Kids candles, and them bitches smell good as hell.
Your crib smelling like watermelon.
Word, yeah, man. But we got a lot to talk about, and when I say a lot to talk about, we really only got 2 things to talk about here.
It's a big deal.
But they're 2 really, really big deals, and that's going to be the entirety of the show. We do have You Wildin, and we do have a very interesting old verse new as well. But yeah, we're going to talk about not only Squid Games, because Squid Games came out of nowhere and is
It took off.
the most successful Netflix show to ever be created, and I do have some Squid Games facts here. But before we get into that, the fight of the century.
Yeah.
Finally. I mean, we've been waiting for this.
20 long months.
Yes.
It finally went down.
Finally. Supposed to happen in July. Tyson Fury got COVID. Ended up happening yesterday, October 9th, 2021. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3, the ending of the trilogy. I will let you have the floor. Go right ahead, my brother.
It was disappointing as fuck. To sum it up, That's what it was. And like I said when we did our predictions, I said if Deontay Wilder stays disciplined and stick to the game plan, he has the greatest chance to come out victorious. If he doesn't, he loses again. He stuck to the game plan for about 4 minutes. The first round, it was shit you never seen before. And I'm like, yo, that's the shit that he was doing. His new trainer was amazing. He got him in a spot. Those jabs to the body kept Tyson at bay. He ain't know what the fuck was going on. He couldn't get in and unleash his onslaught. And what people forget about Wilder is that motherfucker got long ass arms. So he kept him back. And at the first round, he won that shit unanimous, hands down. Second round, he started off the same way, got touched, and then it was all downhill from there, yo. And that's what I've been saying for months. It's going to come down to him being disciplined to stick to the game plan, and he wasn't disciplined, yo. And I know it's hard to take that shit out of somebody that's so used to doing what they're doing, but this was, in my opinion, this was the make or break fight for him. And not only did he get broken, this motherfucker got broken in an unbelievable fashion. Like, you never seen him get bodied like that. And the second fight, he got bodied. But to get dropped the way he got dropped at the end of that shit, and to his credit, I will say this, to his credit, he gave me old school Holyfield vibes. Because I have no idea how that motherfucker stayed on his feet from the 7th to the 11th and still knocked Tyson down twice. In one round.
That was
I don't understand. Huh?
That was the 4th round.
Yeah. That was earlier, but from like the 7th to 11th, I have no idea how that motherfucker stayed on his feet.
Yeah, he has an incredible amount of heart, and you really cannot take that. I talk my shit about him, but I talk my shit about Deontay. I have like a secret like love-hate relationship with Deontay. Deontay was like this enigma. You know, Deontay got me back into heavyweight boxing. Before Deontay, the only fights I cared about were Floyd fights. You know what I'm saying? And then like when I saw Deontay and what he was doing and just his power, I hadn't seen anything like that in years. And I look forward to every single Deontay fight from there, whether he was fighting, you know, Ben Stavine, whether he was fighting the Cuban King Kong, what's his name? Luis Ortiz. You know, he fought him twice, and those were good fights, and Ortiz ain't no pushover. Ortiz is a big
the second
dude.
fight of the 7th round, he almost dropped.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hell yeah. So, you know, and then Deontay met this dude named Tyson Fury.
He met his Rubik's Cube, yo.
He just had his number. And with the first fight, it was a knockdown, drag out, you know, ended up being a tie, but a lot of people say that Fury won. Deontay knocked him down in the last round. That was crazy. And then fight 2 happened, and I'll give a little bit of credit to Deontay here. If it went down the way that everybody says it in the second fight, Fury popped his eardrum, right? That'll knock your ass loopy, and you can't come back from that shit.
Yeah.
So I get that. But this fight was supposed to be Deontay's redemption. Like, nah, it ain't going down like that. He came out, he didn't have on the Dark Souls 3 outfit. He was just, you know, with a hoodie on.
He had and a little chain on. I was with a chain.
Nah, he had the ill COVID-19 mask on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. And now I'm all for it. All for it. And then the first couple rounds, Deontay's doing this jab, this lunging jab that I've never seen him do. It's very reminiscent to like a Floyd jab. Like Floyd would come in and hit you with that low jab and just pop right back out. And like I'm looking at Deontay and I'm like, oh my God, it's about to go down, yo. He's about to win. And then for some fucking reason, like the 4th round happened and Deontay knocked down Fury twice.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like after that, he kind of started to smell himself just a little bit too much. And it all went downhill from there. Fury did the same shit from the second fight. He weighed him down. He kept clipping him crazy when they were close. And there was literally nothing that Deontay could do. And he got dropped like I've never seen no one get dropped before. Well, I've seen worse knockouts, but this was a bad one, yo.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he goes from here.
It's one of them things where it's like, yo, like I've been saying, go right back to this word, yo, it's discipline, man. You have to say to yourself, just like, and I'll backpedal to the Usyk Joshua fight. Alexander Usyk was disciplined enough that in the 12th round, with like 10 seconds left, he was about to knock Joshua out, and he stepped back and got back to his boxing. It was like 5 seconds left. Joshua on the ropes, all because why did he do that? Because with a proper boxer mentality, he was disciplined enough to say, yo, I got the fight in the bag. Do not go for the knockout, because all it takes is one punch. And if I get clipped in the last 2 seconds of this fight and lose, I throw it all away. Discipline. Now you got a dude on the ropes like, you know, if I hit this motherfucker one more time, I'm about to get knockout of the year.
Yeah.
But he was that disciplined, yo, and that was my whole thing, like I said. And for you to start that fight off the way that you started that fight off, you look like a totally different person. Totally different person. And things that people have to remember about Deontay, like he is kind of quick with his hands. He's not you know what I'm saying? So for you to throw that out there, and you, like I was saying, that's how you chop down a big tree. You break up his body. Now Tyson Fury can't do so much because he's sore now. So now the herky-jerky shit starts to slow down. You still break at the body, and then you start bringing his guard down, because now that he's knowing punches is coming, he starts guarding his midsection. Then you go upstairs.
Right.
And that was the game plan. And he started that shit off and just told, and my thing is, like, if you know that works, and this is part of what I'm saying when I say I've lost a little respect for him. If you know that that's what's going to work, and you start to execute this shit and it's working, why would you give that up when this is, like I said, your make or break fight, your fight of redemption and all of this, and you give that up and just start fishing again, and now you getting touched, and now you get in touch, you coming into this fight the heaviest you've ever been.
Right.
So you're not used to carrying all that weight around. You were gassed by round 5.
He still looked great, though.
Carrying that around.
He looked great for that weight.
Yeah, he did. He did look good, but the thing about it is he's not conditioned to fight at that weight. That's the first time he fought that high.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, he kind of had to pick it up because Fury coming in there at 277. And I mean, people can say, oh, the heavyweight division should be broken up into different weight classes. Like, I mean, I guess in a way you can say that, but if you're over 201 pounds, you're a heavyweight. So he could have came in there at 202 and Fury could have been 277, and that's 100% legal. Now, is that fucked up? Yeah, of course it is, but that's just the way the game goes. You want to be a heavyweight, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere down the line they'll have mid heavyweight and super heavyweight and this, that, and the other, but that's what a heavyweight is. You can't.
Don't they already have super heavyweight? Isn't that what, like, what's the name? Butterbean used to be on?
Nah, heavyweight is just heavyweight, yo.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But like that really made me like say like, yo, man, like if I was your trainer, I'd be so fucking tight. Like I've really reconditioned you to win this fight. And I've given you a game plan to win this fight. And you start executing the game plan and you're on the road to, even if he would have lost the fight regardless, that would have been I wouldn't have been like, oh, he tried the game plan, he just couldn't get it done. Some people just run into that person that they just can't defeat. And there's nothing wrong with that. That shit happens. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for you to give the game plan up and lose, I can't. I lose respect for you from that, because you're not. This was it, bro. You've been clamoring for this shit. You went to the judges for this shit. You took legal action to get this shit to happen and all of that, and you don't even stick to the script. Like you can't have that much pride, bro, especially coming off of 2 losses. And let's keep it a buck. It's 2 losses.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Wilder since before most of the people out here knew about him. I put y'all niggas on to him.
Yeah.
I've been watching him that long.
For sure.
And I say it. He lost the first fight straight up. That's 2 losses. So you come into that fight off back-to-back losses and you don't stick to the game plan, yo. Like, that shit was so fucking disappointing and frustrating. And then the other point I got about what happened or whatever, I'm going to play that for the people, because in my rant, I wasn't even paying attention to this last night. But last night, Fury, being the sportsman that he is, he went over to the corner to tell him, you know, hell of a fight and whatnot. And I'm going to play the clip from him saying what happened when that, you know, during that moment. So let's play this joint.
To him. She said, well done. And he said, I don't want to show any sportsmanship or respect. I said, no problem.
Is that what he said to you?
Yeah.
Are you surprised by that?
Very surprised. Sore loser, an idiot.
Because you're all about respect, and he showed guts, but not respect. That's bizarre.
Do you know what? To be a top fighting man, you got to show guts and respect. And he couldn't do it tonight. And that was it.
And he said it straight like that, yo. He went over the corner to tell him, you know what I'm saying, good fight. And Deontay said, I'm not about showing no sportsmanship respect right now. Like, you know, it's whatever. That shit is whack. Like, straight up.
That goes back to a few episodes ago when they had the press conference or whatever, their first press conference. And Deontay was just sitting there with his headphones on. Mr. fucking tough guy. Don't want to talk to nobody. Don't want to say nothing. You just want, yeah, I'm going to let my hands do. All right, cool. If that's how it is, that's how it is. But you better show us something during this fight. Not only did he get called a bitch to his face, because when the ref brought him in, touch gloves, give him the rules real quick before round 1 starts. Fury looked at him and was like, and I swear to God, you ever seen that Bugs Bunny meme where he like really enunciates the word no? Yeah. Like, he looked at him and was like, bitch.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to bitch him out.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy.
And that's why I say, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, now I'm not a Wilder fan. I still, you know what I'm saying? That's our.
I still want to see him succeed.
And like Tyson said at the end of his fight, which is still true, I'm the #1 heavyweight and he's #2. He's still #2, because, you know, who's fucking with Wilder in the heavyweight division? Nobody. AJ got trashed by 2 stand-ins. One of them motherfuckers was Gabriel Iglesias. You know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
2, he got trashed by 2 stand-ins, late people that came into the fight, because, you know, we know Andy Ruiz was a stand-in, and Usyk came in once the fight with him and Fury got taken because of what Wilder did to get his fight. That was another stand-in. You got trashed by 2 stand-ins. I don't believe in AJ like that.
But
I never have, to be honest.
But what I will say about that is this: when AJ gets his rematch against Usyk and if he beats him,
he has the means to be disciplined to make adjustments.
That's what he did with Andy Ruiz.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, why I'm so disappointed. It's like, you started the fight with the adjustments and them shits was working. Like, he won the first round. Nobody can say that he didn't win the first round. If you say that, you stupid. Straight up.
Decisively, he won the first round.
Yeah. The adjustments was in there. And if I would have, like, in my mind, it's like, all right, I wanna get to the spectacular finish, but for the first half of the fight, these first 6 rounds, this is all I'm doing.
Yeah.
Breaking him down to the body, seeing if I slow him down, trying to read him. And if you notice in that first round, Tyson wasn't doing all of this shit.
No.
Because that body was getting tight. You can't. Because you can torch yourself the wrong way and get hit with a punch. Now something's exposed. That kidney's exposed a little bit because you're doing this and your midsection ain't tight right now. Right. I gotta hunker down and keep my core tight because now I got punches coming this way. And that's exactly what that was for. I read that from the beginning. Hitting somebody to the body like that stops all that body movement, because when you're doing all of this, you know, you got these muscles moving you to the left, but these muscles on the right are relaxed. So now if somebody's catching you there, now they really touching them kidneys, touching that liver, versus me being straight on. Now my core is tight. Now everything is protected. That was the game plan right there. I saw that from the opening bell, and that was it. Now that you got him tight, he's not moving that much. You keep touching him. Sooner or later, Fury's guard would have dropped kind of low.
That's when you go for the head.
Now, here go the head. Now you go upstairs. Round 7 to 12, now I'm upstairs with it. Put a little more work down there, come upstairs. That was the whole game plan, yo. That's what he's been working on. Gave that shit up in round 2. Round 4, gave it up 100%. Oh, I knocked him down twice, let's go. Yo. Do you remember that motherfucker got off the canvas when you hit him with the hand of God?
Yeah.
It's not that time yet.
Yep.
And that was the disappointing thing for me, man, because you really had a shot this time. The second fight, as soon as that second fight started and Fury ran out to the middle and just started backpedaling, I was like, man, this is going to be a long night. Second fight, you had no shot. This fight, you had a shot. And you threw that shit away. And now where do you go from here? I know Smill said it's over for him. I don't think it's over. Because right now,
I don't think so either.
He's in a loser's bracket. But look who's down there now. Anthony Joshua's down there. Dylan White is down there. He got formidable competition down there in the loser's bracket. But will you get a title shot anytime soon? Hell no.
Nah.
You may not get another title shot for years, if ever, because if Tyson holds all the titles, he doesn't have to give you a fight unless the division says you're the #1 contender, which means now you have to run through everybody in the loser's bracket. Which, in his case, in my opinion, is still possible. But that shit takes time. By the time you get back to Tyson, you might be 40, 41 years old. That may take 5+ years.
How old is Deontay right now?
He's 35. So to get through the loser's bracket like that and to become the #1 contender again, that's going to take you at least 3 to 5 years. So you're coming back to Tyson Fury at 38, 40 years old? And he's still gonna have fresh legs.
Yeah,
Tyson is only 33.
And Tyson is younger.
38.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're coming in at 40 now. Is it impossible? No. B-Hop proved to us that motherfuckers can bust ass. He won a title at 52 years old. But are you a B-Hop with that type of discipline? It's no way possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you really, like, your legacy is fucked up now. All because you have too much pride and you have no discipline, and I'm really disappointed about that, man. Because I'm sitting here before Wilder got famous, I'm telling everybody, yo, this nigga Deontay Wilder, yo, he knocking niggas' heads off. He about to be the next big thing. And now this motherfucker started headlining pay-per-views.
Yeah.
He started becoming the big thing. And I'm like, yo, American heavyweight champion, we getting it. And then you just come in here and let your motherfucking big ass head, you know what I'm saying, just take you out of the game. And then you fire your whole squad, you get a new squad. Okay, if you feel that's what it was, why you throwing the towel for me? I want to go out on my shield, blah, blah, blah. All right, that shit was whack too, keep it 100. But that's what you do. But now you get this whole new team and you get a trainer that really gave you some good shit to get you through this fight. And 4 rounds in, you say, fuck that, I'm gonna do what I want. Then you got what you deserve, yo.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't deserve to win if you don't stick with the program. Whereas Tyson Fury stuck with the program both fights. He did exactly what his trainer said to do, and that's why this nigga won twice. Because guess what? That's what the trainers are there to do. They know what they're looking at. That's their job.
Yeah.
And you came out with an incredible trainer in my man Malik. Incredible trainer. And he gave you the tools, as we saw with the opening fight.
Tyson Fury also busted his eardrum too.
Yeah. But regardless of what, you know what I'm saying, he came out with a game plan that was showing a lot of promise. And you said, fuck that. Let's go back to telegraphing this right hand. Like, motherfuckers see that shit coming from a mile away, yo. And then on top of that, you're fatigued, so you really telegraph. Like, you standing here like this, not throwing no punches, with your arms down like this, just getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Like, that shit don't work in boxing. Boxing is about punching niggas in the face until they lay that. And so you're gonna put your hands down and just let a motherfucker punch you in the face? Like, my nigga, that's not how it works. it was just, yo, it was so disappointing, man. But like I said, yo, if you stuck to the game plan, you had a chance to win. If you didn't, you lose. And he lost in horrible fashion, yo. So all I can hope now is that not only losing the fight, but you got knocked the fuck out. I hope something triggers that in him, but I really don't have faith, because if nothing else triggered that for you, ain't shit gonna trigger nothing for you. And if you come back saying some shit, oh, this, that, and the other, and check his glove, like, I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. We can't have that.
Because then it might really be over for you, in my opinion.
Deontay, unfortunately, is starting to show the amount of class that he has, and it's not a lot.
Nah.
You talk a bunch of shit. You talk real reckless shit. You talking about how you gonna catch a body. Listen, man, it's not about all of that, bro. All right? The greats didn't have to do that shit, bro. You got a big mouth, and you're lucky because up until you met Tyson Fury, you had the hand of God. You know what I'm saying? But like when AJ lost to Ruiz, AJ was still in the ring after the fight was over.
Props.
He gave
him
props. Yeah, exactly. I didn't see the AJ Usyk fight, but when that fight was over and they did the press conference,
AJ was there.
Of course AJ was there, because AJ has class. I don't care if AJ got a glass jaw. I don't care if AJ ain't as good as Deontay Wilder. I don't care about all of that. AJ actually is a polished boxer with class.
He's a sportsman.
He's a sportsman. AJ will always get more respect, especially now, than Deontay does. Now Deontay's just a dude with a big mouth who can't back it up no more. That's what it is now. Now I don't want to see Deontay fight for a long time. You need to get your shit together. Let the other people come up. I want to see Dylan White get his shot. I want to see AJ Usyk too. After that, I'd rather see Deontay Ruiz.
Yeah.
I would like to see that
fight. That's the lane that you're in there.
Now you got to fight the losers.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You got to beat Ruiz. You got to beat Dylan White. You got to beat, well, not necessarily Dylan White. You got to beat AJ. You got to get through Dylan White. You got to beat these cats now in order to get the opportunity to come back and fight your boy again. And like you said, it may not happen until 5 years from now, man.
It's gonna take time, yo.
It really could be a wrap for Deontay, period. Like, I was the one who was like, Smills was like, oh, it's over for him. It's a wrap for him, blah, 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 blah. That may be true, but I mean, some of the greats have like 5 losses on their record.
Yeah.
Look
at all the losses Muhammad Ali had. Muhammad Ali got losses. Niggas got losses.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, like, just because you got losses doesn't mean that you need to be counted out. But he needs to change his whole entire mentality, bro.
That's his problem, because the thing about your losses are you have all your losses at the hands of the same person. So that means for 3 fights, you made 0 adjustments, or you made adjustments that you didn't stick to.
Right.
So that needs to tell you that, yo, my, you know what I'm saying, my fighting style and the things that I do are not bred for success, in the sense that there will be people whom this doesn't work for 100% of the time, because that shit did not work for Tyson Fury 100% of the time. For 33 fucking rounds, the shit didn't work.
Right.
So you had, and that's the thing. That's his problem. You don't sit and analyze shit like that. It's like, yo, all right, I do what I do, and I couldn't beat this dude 3 times. Okay, so this what I got is not enough, because there's other Tyson Furies in the world that I'm going to run into at some point, possibly. But then you run into another one and you lose to this motherfucker 2 or 3 times, then it's like, yo, now you're trash now, because you're not making adjustments to, you know what I'm saying, elevate your game.
Yeah.
And when you did make adjustments, you didn't have enough discipline and pride to stick to them. Because I would have loved to see what he was doing in the first couple rounds, what that would have turned into.
He would have kept doing it
down the fight, because them body shots, them shits add up.
Sure.
They add up. And then by round 7, 8, 9, now you know what I'm saying? You done knocked wind out this nigga. Now it's time to get back to the old school shit.
You know what? I'm gonna say this though. By like the second or third round, Deontay was already looked tired.
Yeah.
Already.
He wasn't used to carrying all that weight around.
Yeah. So you know, we could sit here and we could analyze boxing all we want, but maybe by like the third round and Deontay is spent, he figured, yo, the only chance I got left right now is to hit him with the big one. And then it happens twice in the fourth round. So now he's like, you know what? I might could do, even though I'm tired right now, I might could just land the big one. I landed it twice last round. Let's see. And then that's when he went back into his old ways. But
that's not what you're supposed to do though. Because guess what wouldn't have had you so gassed so early?
Jabbing.
Throwing that goddamn jab.
Yeah.
And coming from your hands, it's not like that's a light tap. Coming from your hands, that shit hurt.
Well, Fury's also 270, bro. And him weighing down on you like that, that'll get anybody tired.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But think about the whole thing with the jab tenfold is that throwing that punch doesn't take that much out of you. Also, throwing that punch keeps Fury from leaning on you because it keeps him at bay. So now you don't have to worry about him laying all on you and shit because you keeping him back.
Right.
And another thing that was impressive that, you know what I'm saying, he was showing, did you notice a couple times where he had the double jab, the pop.
Yeah.
That shit is bread and butter.
Yeah.
The pop, and then come in with the right eventually. When you see, if you can see an opportunity for that right, pop.
Yep.
That's bread and butter shit right there.
He did that.
He did it a couple times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's it right there. Keep that body shit, that pop, pow. You would have did that all night. You might have won the decision. Maybe you wouldn't have knocked him out, but if you would have kept Tyson Fury away like you did the first round with them jabs, he would have won the decision. You still won the fight, but you're not disciplined enough and you're not mature enough to say, I need to go win the fight this way. And that's what separates you from people like Tyson Fury. Yep. That's what you needed to do. And you were set up to do that, and you chose not to do that, so you got what you deserved, man. And as disappointing as it is, it's facts. That's it right there. You have to be disciplined enough to say, yo, I can't win my fight the way I want to win my fight, but I gotta win my fight.
Yeah.
Pop, pow. Jab to the body. Pop. You know what I'm saying? That's all you had to do.
You racking points up at that point.
Yeah.
Deontay was never trying to play the long game with him.
No, he never is, and that's his problem.
Yeah, I remember I saw like he said something in like the I will say this, the package that they put together for this fight, like the little movie trailer with the Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill, that shit got me so hype. They did that perfectly. And yo, also big ups to my man Big E, the WWE champion out here, came and introduced them both pretty much. That shit was cool. But what I wanted to say is, my bad. What I wanted to say was, one of the things that Deontay kept saying, he was like, yo, Fury needs 12 rounds. All I need is 2 seconds. That right there just goes to show that you're not approaching this any differently than you approached the first two.
When did he say that? I didn't even
He said that in one of the packages. He was like, Fury needs 12 rounds. All I need is 2 seconds. And I get that. Nobody is taking away the fact that you got the hand of God. But how many times has Fury gotten up from that shit or not been knocked down from it at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's hit him many times with it, and Fury eats those.
That 12th round shit, and he hit him with 2 of them shit.
Yeah. That's right. He hit him with one as Fury was going down. He hit him with the bang, the other one, and you would think that would be a wrap for anybody on the planet. No.
It would have been.
Tyson Fury eats those. That's the thing that you gotta love about Tyson Fury. I'm a Tyson Fury fan now, because not only did Tyson Fury call him a bitch, but then he beat the absolute dog shit out of him. And then he called him an idiot. He said, "I'll pray for you." And then he sang another song in the ring at the end. And I don't even know if you peep, son, the song that Tyson Fury was listening to before the fight started in his locker room, he was listening to Sweet Home Alabama. Where's Deontay from?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury not only
he's a troll for real.
He's a world-class troll. Yeah. Who got the nerve to say, "I will pray for you," and then serenade the audience on the way out after beating your ass. How can you not love that guy, yo?
I respect his boxing prowess. He's the #1 heavyweight champion. Oh, he's the #1 heavyweight, period. Like, I can't take that from him. And as a boxing fan, like, it's the fact. He's the #1 heavyweight. I don't take none of that from him. And, you know, I'm keeping my eyes on him to see what because aside from Usyk, I don't know where he goes next, because that's the top.
Yeah.
Because we know anybody.
We got to unify the titles at this point.
Yeah, that's really all that's left.
Yeah.
Because anybody that's, you know what I'm saying, any other heavyweight, like I said, in my opinion, still, yo, I don't think any other heavyweight aside from Tyson Fury fucks with Wilder. So they're 1 and 2. So all Tyson has left is, let me get these titles. So him and Usyk is next. That's how I look at it. But I don't really, right now, yo, nobody's fucking with him.
Deontay's standing in the heavyweight division is going to rely on the next couple fights that he has. If he can come back, let's say, for example, Deontay fights AJ, the fight we wanted 5 fucking years ago, but whatever. If Deontay comes out and he washes AJ, now it's like, okay, all right. And then he does the same, let's say, to Ruiz. Maybe he fights one other person, whatever. Now it's like, all right, you know what? Even though you, quote unquote, you met your match in Tyson Fury, you took a step back. You got back to where you need to be. Now let's get this 4th and final. You know what I'm saying?
But hold up. But my thing is that I needed to be approached in a totally different manner. In those fights, like, in my opinion, he needs to fight Dillian Whyte, AJ, Andy Ruiz, and I would probably say Povetkin. He needs 4 fights. So to me, that's 4 years. I would say take 1 fight a year. That's 4 years. But in those 4 fights, what I want to see is that game plan that he started with, him stick to that through a fight.
Yeah.
I want to see him stay poised through a fight.
Right.
I want to see you approach your fight with a little more humility, because this is my thing. And I bring up Floyd Mayweather. People used to hate Floyd. I ain't like Floyd ass neither. Because when he would lead up to the fights, Floyd would talk mad shit leading up to his fight.
And then run away the whole fight.
Floyd. Yeah. But this is the thing, when Floyd would win his fights, he was still humble. You know what I'm saying? He would drop to his knees, he would break down in tears, he would say salute to whoever. He's doing all that shit for the antics to get people to buy these pay-per-views.
Sure.
And I get that and I respect that.
Yeah.
But the thing about Wilder is that you do that, and then after the fight, you still doing, like, yo, be a sportsman. I want to see him develop that. Develop some humility. Stick to a game plan and give decisive wins that are not just based on your right hand. Now, if you can do that in those 4 fights, and we can see a real change in your character,
yeah,
then we can talk Tyson Fury Wilder for the unification.
Right.
If it don't look like that, I don't want to see the shit, because
Right.
we're going to see the same thing happen.
Right.
And if, you know, even if a couple of them fights, maybe 1 or 2 is a Wilder wash, like we saw with Brazil, if he wash, you know, 2 of them fights. One of them long fights, because I think Povetkin gonna give him a long fight. Povetkin got a chin like crazy.
Yeah.
I think Povetkin gonna give him a long fight, and I think Dillian Whyte or Andy Ruiz will give him a long fight. I think he's gonna knock AJ the fuck out.
Yo,
I'm not really counting on that.
Who was the dude that fought Tyson Fury before Fury fought Wilder? Maybe it was after their first fight, before the second, I'm not sure. But Fury fought somebody and the dude tore his face all the way up. You remember that?
Nah.
It was like Fury's, other than Deontay, because Fury's fought Deontay for the past 3 years, something like that. Mm-hmm. The only fight that he had other than Deontay, he had fought somebody else, and the dude chipped him up like crazy. Fucked his whole face up. If you look at Fury's face after that fight, his shit was toe up.
Oh yeah, I remember he had the big cut over his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Deontay couldn't
who
even do
was it?
that.
No. He hardly touched him, yo. And it was like, man, I just can't get over the disappointment just from the way
You
the
were
fight
tight.
opened up, yo.
You were mad.
Yo. Yeah.
I've personally, and I've known Jay Genius for almost 10 years now. I've personally never seen him that upset.
Yo.
You was tight, son.
Because like I said, like I've been watching all of this stuff and watching you do new things, and then you come out and actually do it in the fight.
Right.
That's what you start off doing, and then you go back to the same bullshit. And as soon as he went back to that bullshit, I said, you're about to lose.
Yep.
As soon as you went back to it.
Yep.
That's what had me so tight. It's like, how come I know this and you in the ring and nigga, you don't know this? Like this nigga beating your head and you don't know that, oh, I can't go back to this old shit. I'm going to lose. Like you have, if we know that shit watching the TV screen, you the motherfucker getting hit in the face because you're squaring up trying to chop off with his right hand and you got your hands down and this nigga just bang, bang, bang. Like, how come you don't know? That's what made me so mad. You know what was working. It's like, yo, it's like one of your kids, like, I want to beat your, I'll take my belt off and beat your ass. Like, what are you doing? You know that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Getting in the ring with your trainer telling you this nigga damn near cursing you out. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, he was.
That shit pissed me off.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Even his trainer told him, like, when in the late rounds or whatever, his trainer was on some, yo, you need to throw the jab.
Yes.
Throw the jab.
And then he comes out that
And he
very
didn't.
next round
And didn't.
just stands here, and pop. And I'm walking up to the TV like, throw the fucking jab. None. The jab was gone, yo.
Again,
gone.
what I'm gonna say is this: we can analyze boxing all we want. We wasn't in there with Tyson Fury, and Fury has a very unorthodox way that he boxes. So if Deontay had to make the split decision to like, yo, you know what? I'm already tired. My jabs ain't gonna do shit at this point. The only fucking chance I got is to land the haymaker because it's just my one trick pony at this point. Then maybe that's just the way it was. Maybe Deontay really felt like, yo, I don't have the power behind my jabs to even affect this man anymore. I have to go back to my old shit.
But this is the thing, son. Even if your jabs don't got that much pop, your jabs buy you time. That's your keep away punch.
But in the late rounds when he was already losing,
That's the thing about it is that, yeah, you're not going to win on the card. By the time we got down to the stretch, he had to knock him out. So I get that. But the thing about it is that when you're sitting there waiting just to throw the punch, you're leaving yourself open for more punishment. And like, once again, I give it up to Wilder because that motherfucker took a beating.
yeah,
I don't know how he was on his feet from 7 to 11
I don't
when
know.
it was over. I have no idea how he stayed on them low ass legs. I do not know.
Yeah.
That motherfucker took a beating.
which
But
by
this
the
is my
way,
thing.
he needs to stop skipping leg day.
Yo, yeah. It's like he'd be like, yo, I hit leg day next year. He don't even say next week. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I hit legs in 2022. Like, yo, put
Yeah.
some meat on the motherfucking legs, bro.
Yeah, he got
Especially when you
chicken
want to
legs.
carry around all that extra weight like that.
Yeah,
Like, you have to, yo. And you're mad tall. Like, you need that. But my point about it is from, you know what I'm saying? Watching boxing and all that all these years, even when your jab ain't got no more pop left, your jab buys you time. Because if he would have started throwing that jab and kept the assault on him, that means you're getting hit less. So now you're getting a little time to reorient yourself a little bit. Now you're popping that jab. Now you get to look around and try to figure things out. Because when you're constantly getting hit in the face, yo, bang, you get hit. Now you got to refocus on what's going on. And
Yeah.
by the time you refocus, you done got hit again. Now you got to refocus again. You putting that jab out there. Now you got some focus to see, okay, this is what he doing. And then you could have set that shit up. You have to stick to the basics, yo. Even Lennox was saying that shit.
yeah.
You have to. Even when you don't got no pop left, the jab buys you time to analyze what's going on. Now, yeah, you done got in your head and you think that's all that's left, and that goes right back to the first word I said. Discipline, yo. Because a properly disciplined boxer would know that, okay, I'm in trouble. Your two options when you're in trouble is to grab or jab. Now, you're not grabbing because you get in there with Fury. He's popping you with them uppercuts. He was fucking you up when you was trying to jab. Plus, for whatever fucking reason, every time he went in to grab him, he puts his head down.
Yeah.
Like, you serving your motherfucking dome up on a platter.
Yeah.
You put your head right down to here so where he can keep popping that shit. Like,
Yep.
So, you grabbing is not your option. So the jab was your option so that you can gain a little focus and be like, okay, I see this. Oh, he got his hand down. He coming over with the cross. And then you make that split decision to just throw that shit out there. Like that, yo, that pop, the double jab with the right, that was all night, yo. That shit was all night right there. If he would have kept doing that shit, he would have won that fight, yo. But like we said,
your boy Smills, yo. Smills is a turncoat, yo.
Yo, Smills is trash, yo.
Yo, that shit was funny.
Man.
So what y'all don't know is that when we went to Smills' house to watch this fight, and like Jay Genius got on the Deontay shirt, Smills got on the Deontay hoodie, all of that. We're doing predictions, which video coming soon on the YouTube.
But you see, I kept it real, yo. I kept it real with my prediction. I kept it real.
Nah, yeah, you did. And Smills' prediction was like he thought that Wilder was gonna win. Yo, Wilder loses and Smills gets up and he was like, "Fuck this shit." He takes off the Deontay hoodie and under it, it's a Tyson Fury shirt. I was in tears. That shit was so fucking funny, yo. The way he did that was funny as fuck. Yo, it's like he defected from like the NWO to like the fucking red and black NWO or some shit like that. Like, yo, that was funny. Listen, man.
It went exactly like I said, yo. You stay disciplined, you win. You don't, you lose. That was it.
I'll give credit where it's due. Deontay has heart.
No, that I haven't seen nobody with heart like that since Holyfield, yo. Like,
he was getting,
I will give him
fucking tagged, man.
And they let him go. Like, he wanted to go out on the shield, and he went out on. That's the only thing I hold him in high regard for. Like, he's like, yo, if I'm not gonna win this motherfucker, I'm gonna die trying. Like, I think that was really what his meant. And the funny thing is that after he got up, because they took him to the hospital afterwards, and the lady said she caught up with him like right before he left for the hospital, and she one of the ladies that were interviewing, and she was like, you know, how you doing? He was like, man, I could have won a couple more. Like, he wanted more.
Deontay?
Like, yeah. Because remember, after the fight was over, he walked off. Like, he walked right out. He was on his feet.
He did, yeah.
I'm like, yo, this nigga wanted more. I mean, a part of me was like, you should have gave him the respect of a 10 count, because I don't think he would have got him anyway. But for a championship fight, he probably should have got the 10 count. But I see what the ref was doing. He took way too much punishment. Yo,
the ref did his job.
I respect it.
Absolutely, yeah. Because the ref was in the ring with them. The ref was probably saying to himself, I don't know how this man is still on his feet.
I wish they would have had, I forget the referee's name, but my man that used to referee fights with he would have been in there like,
with the eyes wide, getting all excited. He's like, ooh. Yeah.
Where he at, yo? Shout out to him, yo.
Yeah, that motherfucker funny, man.
I forgot one fight they had the clip of him. He was like,
yeah. Yeah, that dude's funny.
But that's the only thing I give Wilder, yo. He's a warrior, man.
Nah, he is.
I give him that. He's a warrior, yo.
He's built for that shit. I'm still a Wilder fan. I gotta
see a lot of change, man.
You gotta stop talking so much shit, because now you making yourself look foolish with your trash talking. You got to develop a little bit of class. If you take a L, you congratulate the man in the ring. That's what a sportsman does. Yes. That's what a professional boxer should do.
Yes.
All right. And number 3, you have to stick to a game plan that works. The one hitter quitter was not working with Tyson Fury.
And you knew that already, because it didn't work the last 2 fights.
Yeah. So, you got to learn from your mistakes. You got to develop some humility.
Yes. A lot of that.
Develop some class. Stop talking so much shit. come back stronger, win a couple fights, you know, and if it is 4 or 5 years from now, then, you know, it's 4 or 5 years from now. And maybe he eventually gets his rematch. We shall see. I want to see him fight AJ now. Okay. I wanted it when they were both champions.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
But
we're going to have to take the losers bracket shit.
I'll take it.
Well, I think actually AJ, I think they had a rematch clause, so AJ gets to fight Usyk again.
Good.
So he might get the. We might end up with that AJ Fury fight.
Good.
But I don't know. Usyk ain't no walk in the park. Yo, he gave that motherfucker the business.
I hope AJ wins because that shows that AJ knows how to adjust much more than Deontay does.
Yeah.
And if he does end up winning, I would love to see AJ versus Fury. I think that'll be a very interesting fight.
Nah, I think Fury gonna box his head off for real.
I mean, but keep in mind though,
at least AJ jabs.
That's what I'm saying.
I give him that. AJ jabs, so maybe it won't be as bad because Fury's not gonna get in.
Deontay's a problem. AJ's a different kind of problem that Fury might not be ready for. You don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would still love to see it. I'll tell you that.
Oh man, that was just so disappointing, yo.
Well, amazing fight, regardless.
Yeah, that was one of the that's fight.
One of the best heavyweight fights that I've seen in a very, very long time. So, big ups to Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, man. Yo, so you got a While You Wildin'?
Oh, of course. Let's get right to it. Now, do we remember my first Why You Wildin' took us down to Mount Laurel, New Jersey?
Yes, sir.
Very first took us down to Mount Laurel, New Jersey to deal with the racist dude that was down there.
Oh, the dude who was like who gave his address out or something like that, like
and everybody pulled up and did a protest outside his crib. Edward Matthews was his name.
Got you.
Yeah. He gets another Why You Wild.
Oh shit.
Because check this out. He's been in custody since July because he had some charges stemming from that whole thing. He had left a handwritten note on somebody's car with shit on it and all of that stuff. But now, while he's in prison, he got hit with some new shit. Got hit with bias, intimidation in the 4th degree, and harassment.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Then that's what happened. They found an old note, or like somebody had called that in about the note and the shit being on his car, and now they were able to do like whatever forensic shit where they line up your handwriting and they figure it out that you did that.
Yeah.
So now he's got that added onto him, and now he's facing a total of 22 charges: criminal mischief, possession of a weapon for unlawful purpose, drug possession with intent to distribute, stalking. The list goes on and on and on. Like, this dude is about to get fried up out here.
Wow.
And on top of that, you stupid motherfucker, you gave out your address. Why you wild? Now you holding big L's. 22 charges. You going to jail now. Like that bus driver said in Ohio. Word up, yo. So he gets yet another Why You Wildin'. That racism shit, you're not winning, bro. You lost.
Yeah, nah, you lost the moment that you gave your address, LB. Because
Word
the hood gonna pull up. Trust me. Especially in this day and age when, you know, racism and police brutality is at like a really, really like crazy high right now. Man, motherfuckers are gonna pull up to your crib.
Yeah. And the fucked up thing is that he had an in with one of the cops down there because people had been filing complaints against him for like over 5 years and nothing never happened with that until the video came out. So he thought that, you know, I got my peoples up in the precinct. I ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Yeah.
As you screaming in a black person's case, learn your laws. This ain't fucking Africa and this, that, and the other. And all that other stupid shit you was saying.
Fucking idiot.
Once they put that shit on tape, nigga, they can't help you now. That shit is on video. We can't help you. And he's getting what he deserves, man. Like, yo, you motherfuckers need to cut this shit out, yo. And it's so sad, man. But you asked for it. Now you about to hold these 22 charges, and if you don't, you know what I'm saying? You're getting hit over the head with some jail time.
Oh, for sure.
So go ahead and keep that seat warm, my man. You ain't going nowhere for a while.
What an idiot. I can't believe that's New Jersey.
Yeah, man. New Jersey. Edward Cagney Matthews. You're wilding, sir. Keep that orange jumpsuit cozy. You'll be in it for a long time.
How about we get into another really, really big thing that has taken the world by storm is Squid Games.
Woo.
Ladies and gentlemen, Squid Games is phenomenal. So if you live under a rock, then I'll bring you up to speed. But Netflix has a show called Squid Games. Now, it's a South Korean show, and basically it's pretty much about people who are down on their luck, who owe money, lots of money, people who need money, ended up getting kind of sort of recruited to go to a kind of like a battle royale type Fortnite shit where you play a bunch of different children's games, but literally your life is on the line, right? Now, that concept sounds very B-movie-ish, all right? But no. This show is incredible. And after it dropping, and it was out for like a week, maybe two, instantly became Netflix's most popular show ever. Literally everybody is watching Squid Games.
Yo, my daughter ended up asking me about it, and I'm like, yo, it's a couple episodes you can't fuck with, but I'm like, why? How do you know? And like she, my wife told me that she said her friends is talking about it in school. I'm like, yo, everybody watching it. These motherfucking teeny boppers know, like everybody watching this shit.
Yeah.
But
It's the most popular show pretty much on the planet right now.
think about that, yo.
Yeah.
Shout out to these Koreans, man.
Took the world by storm. For real, man.
Yo.
Just a couple facts about Squid Games that I thought was actually kind of interesting is that the creator of Squid Games, and I'm probably going to pronounce his name wrong, but I'll try my best here, Wang Dong-hook, originally came up with the idea in 2008. So this is something
13 years.
Yeah, when he was in a lot of debt and his family was struggling financially. So the concept for the show actually came from a lot of what he was going through in his life, right? And the script initially took a year to write, but it was rejected everywhere until being picked up by Netflix 10 years later after he wrote the script in 2019. They started to film it, but unfortunately COVID had happened in 2020 and it finally got released. Right?
Oh, so this was direct from Netflix. It wasn't like a Korean show that they put on Netflix.
No,
This is a real Netflix
for Netflix. Netflix is the only one that picked it up. And I mean, kick yourself in the ass, Amazon Prime, because this was the one. Wang originally wrote it as a movie, and when he decided to turn it into a series, he fleshed out the games more and added more characters who weren't even really in the first draft. So it was gonna be a movie, which is interesting. I always said, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, but I told Smills to watch it. It's called Would You Rather? Have you ever heard of that movie?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Would You Rather is the same kind of concept, except it's an American-made movie that people who need money basically get brought to a house, and a millionaire owns this house, and everybody sits at a dinner table and they play a very simple game of Would You Rather, right? Yeah, not so simple though, because the Would You Rather part, it's all really fucked up shit. You might like that movie, son. I know that it's not on Netflix anymore because I told Sherwood, friend of the show, I told Sherwood to check it out, and he said it's not on Netflix. You might have to pay for it, but it's worth the $3 on YouTube to just watch it. Pretty interesting movie. But what did you feel about Squid Games, bro?
Heavy Belko vibes, yo.
Yeah.
Heavy Belko experiment vibes, yo.
Yeah.
But
explain Belko for the people who don't know.
Yeah, well, Belko experiment was it was a movie that came out a few years ago, and what it was is that all these people that they were working in the office got locked down, and now they're in the office like, what the hell is going on? And they have these chips in their head, and it was basically, yo, y'all got to kill each other or we gonna kill y'all, like straight like that. And you're running around trying to find weapons and people killing each other. Like it was some other shit.
Was it like every 30 minutes somebody would?
Yeah, something like that. Somebody's going to, like, they're pop, when they pop the chip, like the chip is in your head, you die. And it just gave me them just that desperation. You know what I'm saying? Especially I'm not gonna give it away, but the episode when they found out that at bedtime, you know what I'm saying? And when bedtime got loose,
oh yeah,
it was like, yo,
yeah.
But it's the way they did the show and the concept. It was so fresh, like it felt real original, and like to mix that with like kid games.
Yeah.
So it gave you something that you're really familiar with and turned it very sinister. And it did it so well that it didn't feel cheesy, because shit like that could have came off cheesy. Like some of the game, you know what I'm saying? But like,
you know what was tough? You know what was tough that we haven't discussed yet? The tug of war episode.
Yeah. Yeah. The tug of war, the funnest game you used to play with the homies, and I don't want no girls on my team.
Right.
All of that stuff.
Right.
Yo, that shit and the marble shit, son.
Oh my God. Heartbreaking, yo.
Yo.
Heartbreaking. Yeah.
Like from the very first game of red light, green light.
Simple.
And
we all played red light, green light.
Yeah. But as soon when that shit gets real, it gets real. And like I said, one of my favorite parts of that is when my man started playing the jazz music, and the contrast of what was going on versus him just sitting there listening to a cover of Frank Sinatra like that. That scene right there has to win something at some award show.
Yeah.
Like the way they did that shit, that has to win something. That shit was crazy. Like I don't remember, and I sat there like, damn, dude, what was the last movie to do something like this? And I couldn't even really think of something off top to like mix, like, you know, that type of action with that type of music, yo. But
yeah, Squid Game stands alone in this genre. Now, I have heard that, I mean, you have movies like Would You Rather, you have movies like Circle. Have you seen Circle?
Nah.
Oh, you gotta get your Netflix B movie game up, bro.
That's the B. I be watching the B movies. They be so trash, yo.
Yeah. Nah, they are. Yo, Circle was actually really good too, man. Basically, Circle is about a bunch of people wake up and they're inside of a circular room, but they were like out on their feet, like sleeping on their feet or whatever. And there's like a machine in the middle of the room. Got to be like 50 people standing in a circle, and these people are all standing within their own little circle that's around their body. If you step out of that circle, the machine shoots you and you're dead. And then the machine every minute or so pops back up and starts to shoot people. But what people don't realize is that there's like a voting process that they could do with their hands. And they didn't realize it at first, but then they got up to, like, they got hip to it, like, oh shit, if I move my hand, I see that I'm voting for someone. Everybody got like a light in front of their own individual circle. So like people, they start voting off the older people, they start voting off people who ain't of their culture, shit like that. Like, Circle gets crazy. And then the end of Circle, when it's done and you see what The reason is for this. It's kind of crazy, yo. You should watch Circle, bro. But Squid Games just stands alone because just the way that the show is shot is incredible. The jumpsuits that they were wearing. I watched like 10 things you missed about Squid Games. The jumpsuits that they're wearing was all intentional. So the blood contrasts from it. Like, it was shot beautifully.
Yeah.
That whole colorful winding staircase that they had to go up, that pink shit or whatever, is based on the Impossible staircase. Fucking, you know what I'm talking about. The goddamn optical illusion. You know what I'm talking about? The Impossible staircase to where it goes up and whatever. It was based off of that. Because you were supposed to get the feel that the odds of them winning were impossible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why they did that. Yeah, man, you can go into a rabbit hole on YouTube of just different things about the show and stuff like that. The chick with the short hair, Kang Jong, I forgot, or Kang Sai-biok or whatever. That was her first acting gig. She's actually a model. Yeah, she's a model, and that was her very first acting gig. Like, it's a lot of
that shit.
She was real dope in it. Yeah, man.
It's just, it was one of the things that it was like, yo. And the thing about it is, for it to open up the way that it opened up, and then end up getting, like, you know what I'm saying, even like the shit ended up getting better. You know what I mean? It didn't get any worse. It's like, how do you go from that to even more, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a really, really, really good show. And if you have not watched some Squid Games yet, you need to watch Squid Games. If you're not squeamish like that, it's definitely worth the watch for sure. Incredible show. Yo, let me bust my shit because I got an old versus new.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. So, old versus new for the week. So, the new is going to be a song that dropped, I think, yesterday or the day before. So, rapper Tech-9, who Tech-9, he ain't bad. He does like the fast rap or whatever. He came out with a song called Face Off. And this song features Dwayne The Rock Johnson. All right, so that's going to be the new. But in honor of the boxing fight yesterday, the old is gonna be Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot. So let's go. Roy Jones, y'all must have forgot. When they stole my gold medal in Seoul, Korea, let's look back at my whole career. Cause y'all must have forgot. The best pound for pound is mine. Hit Percy Harris with 4 hooks at one time. Y'all must have forgot. When I beat Bernard Hopkins and won the IBF, the right was hurt, so I beat him with the left. Y'all must have forgot. You remember the left hook that James Toney got? Sucker move I stole from a gamecock. Y'all must have forgot. Will there be another Roy Jones? Probably not. Stop Virgil Hill with a body shot. Y'all must have forgot. I got disqualified in March of 1997 after giving a whipping to Montel Griffin. Late hit my title, they had to take it. Why? I guess that's the only way I could lose. 5 months later, rematch, I needs my crown. First round, one punch, he sat down. Don't get me mad, cause I'm amped already. Took titles from fighters whose champs was already. Okay. The heart and soul of boxing on HBO. What these other fighters take me for? A joke? Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. Now, Tech-9 featuring The Rock, Face Off. And this is The Rock's verse on
Get right to
Facebook.
the action.
Oh yeah, get right to it. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Black and Samoan in my veins, my culture banging with strange. I changed the game, so what's my motherfucking name? What they gonna get though? Desecration, defamation? If you want to bring it to the masses, face to face, now we escalating. We have to put boots to asses. Mean on you like a dream when I'm rumbling. You're gonna scream mama. So bring the drama to the King Brahma, coming at you with extreme mana.
Yeah. The Rock.
The Rock.
Now a rapper.
Yes. Dwayne The Rock Johnson
Can't do
is
no
a
wrong,
rapper.
yo.
He really can't, because he's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not buying his album, but
Nah, I don't think that you should do
so
that.
if I see that on Amazon, I'm sorry, Rock.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I do apologize, Rock. That's not gonna
I
happen.
fucks with the movies though. Give me a new Jumanji. I'm with that. New Jumanji. Yeah.
I never saw the new Jumanjis.
Oh, this shit was hilarious, yo.
Better than the
Him,
original.
Kevin Hart, and Jack Black. You can't ask for more than that, yo.
Was it better than the original?
Nah, the original holds a special place with me. Not even just because of Robin Williams, but it was when that movie came out, it was just different.
Yeah.
Fucking animals running through the living room and all that shit like that. Shit was crazy.
We ain't seen no shit like that before.
Nah.
When
And this was
came out.
it was different because it wasn't like that. Like it was them getting whisked off into the. It's like more of a Jumanji game now. It wasn't them playing the board game. It was a different. You know what I'm saying? Still
Yeah,
dope.
because they were playing a board game in the original.
Though. Yeah,
And whatever spot you land on, then animals
that
come.
shit happens like
It
right
happens.
where you at.
Right.
Yeah.
But the new ones are based on what?
It's like a Jumanji video game, and like they get sucked in and they turn into the characters in the game, and they got beat the game to get out. So that's more what that shit's about.
So is Jumanji in this day and age? Because video games are popular.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, man. Other than Squid Games and Deontay, bro. I mean, that's really all I got. Other than I did want to mention though.
Well, we gotta. I mean, we can't get away from here because I gotta hear your pain and sorrow for them Yankees, man.
Look, this is my thing.
We gotta.
Nah. Ain't even like that.
Yo,
Ain't
but
even
my thing about it, and like I don't follow baseball that heavy, but one thing I do know is that y'all pitcher got paid a lot of fucking money and had a terrible game.
I know. Yeah. I know.
That shit is kind of like wow. Then he got
That's-
like 300 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
Like something crazy.
Yeah. He's the best pitcher, one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with the Yankees nowadays is that the Yankees don't know how to play small ball. And what I mean by small ball is you get a little single here, you get a single there, you bunt, you move the runner up. Small ball. The Yankees swing for the fences every time someone gets up there. And granted, we have a really, really good team and a powerful team between, Rizzo and Judge and Joey Gallo and Stanton and Sanchez. And we have the bomb squad, literally.
Yeah.
Right? But the problem is that we can't just rely on that all the time. Now, Garrett Cole, who's the pitcher you were talking about, I mean, Garrett Cole ain't always going to have an amazing game. It's impossible. I don't care how much money you pay the pitcher. I don't care how great the pitcher is. You're not always going to have an amazing game. But that's when the bats have to make up for it. And the Yankees play so pressed all the time. And what I mean by press is that they always play like there's so much pressure to have to just hit a home run or get a double. It don't gotta be like that. It really don't. There was a play in, I forgot what inning it was. Aaron Judge is on first base. Giancarlo Stanton gets up. Now, they were playing in Boston. If you know anything about the Boston Red Sox, is that in left field, they have the Green Monster. The home run wall, essentially, is mad tall. So you got to hit it high to get over that shit. Stanton gets up, cracks it. It looks like it's about to be a 2-run homer. It hits off the top of the wall, comes back onto the field. Judge is rounding second, going to third. He should have stayed his ass at third. But what happens? The third base coach giving him the signal to take your ass home. He rounds third. He's on the way home. By that time, the outfielder done got the ball that rebounded off of the fucking the wall, throws him out at home. If you would have just stood your ass on third, now we got runners on second and third with 1 out, and I think Joey Gallo was up next or whatever. And even though Gallo was in a slump and he was real cold, but still Gallo's a good hitter, and you don't know when he's gonna get out of that shit. So, you know, again, I'm gonna say the problem with my Yankees. It isn't that we don't have a great team. It's that we have big problems that we need to fix. And when the chips are down and when the game is on the line, we have been just losing. Like in September, we played the Red Sox in Boston and we swept them 3 games straight. Fast forward to October when it's the wild card is just one game. Winner goes to the playoffs. That's it. You already swept them. When it matters, we got our asses handed.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
And that's it. And now, you know, the Yankees, now we're in the off season now, and we got a lot of problems that we got to figure out, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a Yankee fan, bro. It really is,
bro. Because when we flip to my sport, I mean, we might win a game today. I think we up on the Broncos. But yo, being a Steelers fan is tough, yo.
Wait a minute. So you guys are 1-3.
Yeah, we 1-3.
Oh, y'all are beating the Broncos right now.
What's the score?
24-12.
Okay.
With 10 minutes left in the fourth.
I'm not even gonna say we 2-3 yet because that's how we've been playing football. When that last whistle get blown, that's when I'll say that. But our O-line is not good. I miss Pouncey. I miss DeCastro. Things like that. Roethlisberger's arm is not what it used to be. And being that the O-line is good, he's not getting enough time to get off a good pass. Our wide receivers are, young. It's just... I don't know, it's not meshing well, and the thing about it is that we can't go into panic mode because if we pull Roethlisberger out, our backups they're not even on his level. So the things I see going on, man, road to 7, I don't know, we 4th in the division. Like, I think the Browns are on top in the division, if I'm not mistaken. The Browns are playing phenomenal football.
Nah, well, I mean, the Browns, Ravens, and the Bengals are all tied for first.
Yeah,
because they're 3-1,
and we're 1-3.
And so are the Giants.
The Jets.
It must be rough to be a Giants fan, man.
Yeah, Giants fan, Jets fan, Steelers fan. We going through it.
But the Cardinals are killing it.
The season is over, but starting off 1-3 is not a good look.
No, not at all. The Bills are killing it again.
Bills going to the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, the Bills are nice.
They're going to the playoffs for sure. But yeah, man, these sports ain't working out for us, man.
They really not. The Yankees really have to figure some shit out, man. It does not have to be about the home run all the time. What was that? I think not last year, the year before, the Yankees ended up breaking the single season record for having the most home runs collectively as a team. It was like 200 and something. And no team in Major League Baseball history has hit more home runs collectively in a single season than the Yankees did a couple years ago. Did they win the World Series that year? No.
Did y'all go that year?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, y'all haven't. Yeah, actually, y'all ain't been in a while, yo.
Yeah, I know. I'm still holding on to the late '90s. That's my game. Bernie,
Hey, that's me. I'm
Bernie
holding on to
Williams.
early 2000 Steelers football when Roethlisberger first got drafted. Yo,
Yeah.
2008, 2011. Them was our golden years
Bettest
for my
year.
lifetime, anyway.
Yeah.
Bettest years. That's
Yeah.
that's late '90s. You know, late '90s. You know what I'm saying? That was when I was a young pup getting into it. But when we won them championships in 08 and 2011, that's like, yo, Steelers fan. That's right.
Word.
Now it's like road to 7.
The thing about the Yankees in the 90s that I'm going to say right now is that when you look at the Yankees in the 90s versus the Yankees of today, nothing has really changed in terms of how they approach playing ball. And not, I'm not talking about the home runs or whatever. How they always sign the big bats, the big names and all of that, because the Yankees have like an immense payroll, so they could just do that.
Yeah.
Which I'll get into in a moment as well. In the 90s, though, we really didn't have one star. Everybody contributed. I mean, you can argue that Derek Jeter was the star. He was certainly one of the more popular Yankees. But let's not forget that Jorge Posada, and I may be dropping names that you don't know, but this is just facts here. Jorge Posada, Bernie Williams, Tino Martinez, Paul O'Neill, fucking Derek Jeter, Scott Brocious on third, Charlie Williams on fucking third, Joe Girardi, who ended up becoming a manager. There was no one star. Everyone played their role, which is why we were so great. Now, we had amazing pitching, which we did buy. I mean, we bought Dwight Gooden from the Mets. You know what I mean? David Cone, fucking oh man, the dude who threw the perfect game. Oh my God, I can't believe that I'm drawing a blank on his name. Dude who threw a perfect game. Anyway, we did buy a lot of pitching, and for that matter, we spent money on hitting as well. But it wasn't so much focused around hitting home runs. Now, the Yankees have definitive stars: Stanton, Judge, Rizzo, Cole as a pitcher. Everybody else kind of just falls in line under them. It should not be that way. That is not a recipe for a great team. What I'm going to say about the payroll real quick. The Yankees payroll is extraordinary, right? The Tampa Bay Rays, my guy, are one of the best teams in baseball. They have a third of the Yankees payroll. A third. You want to know why? They're so fucking good? Because the Rays know how to play small ball.
Yeah.
They don't need to swing for the fences all the time. They know how to traditionally play baseball and get runs across the plate. That's why they're great, and that's why I hope they beat the Red Sox ass. It's 1-1 now in their series, but
Yeah.
I want to see the Rays go on and win because they deserve it. Fucking
Yeah,
shame, man.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, sports is rough, man.
Yeah, it's rough. But yeah, guys, so we got what we did yesterday was we recorded our reaction for the fight. So
You're gonna see me. I'm very irate.
oh yeah, you mad as
Just know
fuck.
that.
You mad as
I'm
fuck.
irate.
When I already got an idea of how I'm gonna do. I might do you a little bit dirty, but just know it's all love. Because when Deontay got knocked down and out, and me and Smills are up on the tee, I turned and I looked at you, and you were sitting there like this.
Yep. Cause I knew that shit was coming, yo. It was just disappointing as fuck. I knew that shit was coming. I
You
seen
ain't
that
had shit to
coming
say.
from,
You was
nah.
quiet, bro.
Because if I would have said something, I would have really went off. And I'm like, yo, I'm not even like, this nigga don't even deserve my energy right now for the shit that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should have stuck to the fucking game plan. So I'm not gonna give you my irate and stupid motherfucker. That's what the fuck you get. I'm not giving you that energy.
Oh no, you was giving him.
I
that.
gave him some energy, but
You
at
was
that
giving
moment,
him
I
that.
wasn't giving him that. At that moment, I was giving you this.
Jab.
Yeah.
Jab. I
Yeah.
think you said the word jab like
1,000 fucking
times
times.
in a row,
Yeah.
yelling it jab. Yeah.
Like I was trying to go through the TV at this moment.
Yeah, you were. You was mad as hell
But
at
yeah,
him.
at the end of the fight, yeah, you get this, nigga.
Yeah, you was tight.
That's all you get.
You was real
Because
tight.
I had high hopes for the things I saw, and rightfully so, because as the fight opened up, it was really like he was doing. And like I knew what I was watching, and like, you know, I've been watching boxing for a very long time. So I knew that when I saw what was going on in his new training camp, that was different. And I knew that was a recipe for success. I've seen people bounce back and make adjustments like that. I knew it was a recipe for success. And for you, like I said, if he would have came out as old Deontay, I would have been tight, but not as tight as I was, because you came out with the recipe and then you just dumped the shit out and went back to the old Don't nobody want that old recipe, yo. That shit is trash. Nobody wants that. The old recipe, no, we don't need the old recipe. We don't want that old recipe.
Bruh.
No. The old recipe is trash. You should have stuck with the new improved recipe, man. But he ain't stick to it. So, yeah.
We'll see what happens with that.
His legacy, man. He's tarnished that shit, and he has no one to blame but himself, man.
Yes.
And I really wouldn't have thought that watching him come up, you know what I'm saying, that the spotlight really changed him, yo. Because he had humility in a sense of, you know, in a sense of honor, and he understood that, you know, he had things to improve in his younger days. But as he started getting popular and he noticed that it was just this, and like I said, you know, a while ago, early in the pod, that I can't 100% blame all of that on him, because your camp is also like, yo, just use that right hand, because they want to cash them checks. So he was misled by other people, but at the end of the day, you're the one in the ring doing the fighting. So whether you had outside influence, the problem lies on you. You can't place the blame nowhere else, even though some people are partly responsible. But my thing about that is, in this fight especially, you can't do that because you got rid of those people.
Yeah.
And that it's just that the whole, just all of that is what made last night so disappointing, yo. Just knowing all of that about it. So yeah, I'm tight, yo. Y'all gonna enjoy that, man. I'm tight. I'm loud. I'm irate as fuck.
Yeah. That's gonna be good shit. So look for that coming most likely sometime this week. Yeah, man. Any last words, last thoughts about the fight? You know, before we wrap it up.
Who's next? Tyson Fury, shouts to you, man. You are a true gentleman. I give respect where respect is due.
Yeah.
Number one heavyweight in the business. I respect that. I'm trying to see, you know, I want to see what goes down next. Whether, like I said, I don't know. I know Joshua executed the rematch clause, so we might see that rematch before we see Tyson fight Usyk. So we'll see how that joint weighs out. Maybe we get that Tyson AJ, but Usyk was a problem, yo. But regardless, number one heavyweight is Tyson Fury. And yo, Deontay, you stupid motherfucker, you are still number two. But yo, you got things that you got to do with your mentality, and you need like humility, bro. Just be a sportsman, yo. Like, it's not the end of the world. You still went home to that badass chick of yours, and she probably, you know what I'm saying, topped you off something heavy on some mercy shit. So you're still good, my nigga. You still got bread in the bed. You are right. But approach this shit as a true sportsman and develop your craft and stick to your motherfucking game plan, because that was your development right there. Other than that, yo, everybody stay good, stay happy. Do out here, make your moves, be safe out here, enjoy it, and as always, we back next week.
Everybody, what I've come to realize about Deontay Wilder and the New York Yankees, for that matter, is that they're one and the same. Oh, it's all or nothing. It's either the home run or nothing. It's either the knockout shot or nothing. It makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. I am still a big Deontay fan. I want him to come. That's probably why I talk so much fucking shit about him, because I know that you don't need to do all of that. All you need to do is adjust. If AJ can adjust, you can adjust. And granted, even if you adjust and you still don't get the win, at least you made an adjustment and you didn't go back to the same shit, because you out here talking about till this day, You still going back to the same shit that don't work till this day.
Word up. Word.
Have some humility. Come back stronger. Get a couple wins under your belt. And if it's 4 years from now, 5 years from now, come back and beat the shit out of Tyson fucking Fury so we don't got to hear that motherfucker sing no more. With that said, stay safe, stay happy, or the great stuff. We'll check you guys next week. Have a good one.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Trash Talk G's. See y'all next week.